This guest made Joe Rogan reconsider his life choices.
I am not a scientist. Again, I am not a scientist. I am a scientist. It's in my book.
Zahi Hawass is probably one of the most famous Egyptologists of our time, but his appearance on Joe Rogan's podcast was nothing short of a disaster. In fact, Joe later admitted he regretted having him on.
That might have been the worst podcast I've ever done.
That's why today we're breaking this episode down. So buckle up because you're in for a treat.
The Egyptian pyramids and just Egypt in general is so spectacular. The accomplishments of the ancient Egyptians were so monumental and so above anything that anybody had ever achieved. And since, what they've done thousands and thousands of years ago, still to this day, puzzles people when they try to figure out how it was built.
I will tell you.
You will tell me how it was built?
Of course.
Okay.
How
do you know?
How do you know?
How do you know?
I found all the evidence of building the pyramid. We published a book, 1,000 pages. This book is the Bible of the pyramids of Giza Plateau.
Okay. Tell me how they did it.
Now, what we found out, the major problem that people think about pyramids, because most of the information that's written on pyramids are wrong.
Most of it?
Most of it.
In archaeology books?
In archaeology books.
Really?
Except me and Mark Leaner.
You guys are the only ones that have it right?
Because have been working in Giza for the last 57 years of my life.
For those unfamiliar with him, Zahi has been a dominant figure in Egyptian archaeology for decades. He even held the title of State Minister for Antiquities Affairs under the Mubarak regime and had to resign after the revolution. But during this podcast, Hawass gave everyone a front row seat to exactly why his actions are criticized. Instead of engaging in a thoughtful discussion, he spent most of the episode dismissing other experts, constantly dropping I, me, and my like it was a drinking game, in addition to promoting his book, which sells for the reduced price of $75 on Amazon. He didn't even go that deep into the mystery surrounding the pyramids. Instead, he went on to explain why the aliens didn't build it.
I do receive fan emails.
You've received emails?
Fan
emails.
About 50 a week. Some of them, bad ones. Some people think that I discovered evidence to prove that pyramids built by aliens or lost civilization, and I hide them. I never answer these questions. But to you, I tell you, how can I hide anything? Joe, if aliens built the pyramids, do they shit sometimes? Aren't they going to shit?
Maybe aliens don't shit.
If they don't shit, are they
Everyone
going
shits?
to leave something on the ground?
There you have it, folks. Aliens didn't build the pyramids because we couldn't find any of their leftovers. Can't argue with logic like that. I mean, it's a silly example, sure, but it sums up Zahi's entire approach. No matter how wild or reasonable the theory, Zahi shuts it down before the conversation even starts. And if you know Joe Rogan, you know that he's genuinely fascinated by how the pyramids were built. He's explored the topic in multiple episodes, so when he brought up a recent paper suggesting there might be an underground system beneath the pyramids, Hawass immediately discussed it without even hearing the details.
One of the big ones that's come up very recently that I'm sure you're aware of is these satellite radar, was it called tomographic? What is it called? Tomographic? Where they think that there's these pillars underneath the structure.
Okay. I investigated this. First of all, these two scholars from Italy, they have never been in Egypt. They have never worked in the pyramids before.
Right.
Number-
But they're using satellite.
Listen.
Do you know about the Osiris shaft? How they've got
I
they scanned?
discovered it.
You did, right?
Yes.
But do you know that they use this tomographic
No,
radar? And
no, I am the one who found it. This is not.
No, I understand you found it. But they also discovered it. They showed that it exists using the same technique.
No,
Jamie, pull
no.
up that
This is wrong. This is not true at all.
What Joe's referring to is a 2022 research paper which used the SAR images from an Italian Cosmos SkyMed satellite system and generated 3D tomographic imaging of the Khufu pyramid, observing and measuring structures that have never been discovered before. This paper gained traction earlier this year, but the internet's imagination, it ran wild. We got endless AI-generated images of massive underground pillars, and of course, conspiracy theories have gained traction. So you'd expect that for an Egyptologist at the level of Zahi, debunking those claims would be a piece of cake, but that's not what happened.
It's not true.
No.
So what are you saying, that they're lying? So
They're lying.
Right here.
They're completely lying.
But if they're showing, using these techniques, things that we know that you discovered that absolutely exist.
Now, these techniques, as I told you, scientists said that these techniques cannot show 600 feet under the pyramid. The Osiris shaft that I found was only 50 feet
Right, but
under
it's
the ground.
showing at least for 50 feet that this is accurate. What makes you believe those scientists rather than these guys from Italy?
Because the scientists are scientists.
Well, these are scientists as well. I'm just interested, if new technology becomes available and they figure out a way to look into the ground and you discover things, especially if they discover the Osiris shaft and it turns to actually
They
be
did
accurate.
not discover the Osiris shaft again.
Okay, you discovered it, but they used their technology to show an accurate depiction of the interior of the Osiris shaft.
The Osiris shaft
Is that true?
No.
It's not.
The Osiris
The
shaft,
images that we showed, is that true?
The Osiris shaft is known to everyone.
This is the kind of mindset currently guiding excavation projects in Egypt, by the way. And yes, Zahi has been long accused of gatekeeping the field, but with some reports even alleging that he pressures researchers to credit him in their papers, whether he contributed or not. But the real kicker came when he started bragging about one of his own recent discoveries. The only problem is, he didn't provide any evidence to back it up.
Number one, I found out above the king chamber, a big void. Above the grand gallery.
Right.
This void, the size of 2 trucks. Now, the second void, behind the northern tunnel, another small void. Inside this void, we can see hieroglyphic inscriptions.
Really? So those are the only hieroglyphics on the Great Pyramid, right?
And I can show you the footage in my.
Do you have the footage here?
If you can come to my lecture.
Oh, come
in
on,
Houston.
Man. Well, what about right here, right now?
I can send it to you.
Where do you have it? Do you have it on you?
In my computer.
Where's your computer?
In Las Vegas.
Oh, well.
But I can send it to you before.
Yeah, but I want to show it on the show.
Show it in the show. I can send it to you tomorrow.
Okay. You can send it tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay. We'll splice it in, folks.
Spoiler alert, he didn't send it. So if you're curious about what he discovered, you'll probably have to grab a copy of his book for $75. On a different note, Zahi spent most of the podcast bouncing between irritated and flat-out defensive. Every time Joe tried to ask a question or bring up another theory, he would get cut off or shut down. Eventually, Joe couldn't take it anymore and straight up confronted him about it.
Why do you always feel like you're in battle with people?
Because they attack me.
I understand.
I'm not in a battle with people. They are in the battle with me.
I understand that. But I'm giving you an opportunity to just lay things out. You don't have to argue with people that aren't here.
I'm not arguing
those people.
I'm not arguing. I'm just telling the people.
I'm just fascinated by the discovery itself.
Okay. After the episode dropped, people were mocking Zahi left, right, and center. Even Joe admitted it was one of his worst podcasts ever. But Hawass didn't take that criticism well. In an interview with the New York Post, he fired back, calling it the worst interview I've ever done in my life, adding, Joe Rogan did not do his homework. Oh. And he casually mentioned that Indiana Jones was based on his life, but that's a story for another video. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the episode, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.